Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review we are looking at the Nendoroid Meta Knight figure, which is going to be a great addition to the Smash Brothers collection. Now I know the Nendoroids are not scaled properly, they're not technically sculpted properly, it's a very stylized thing, but it worked wonderfully for Kirby. It gave us an almost perfect Kirby figure to go to the Smash collection, and while Meta Knight shouldn't have this same exact styling, he should definitely have some different proportions, this is definitely going to be good enough to put in the Smash collection, and it's a really cool figure. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands only about 6 centimeters, just above that maybe, depending on how you have his feet aligned, and that's going to make him just about 2.5 inches. So he does have a very small stature, but I think that's okay. Like I said, it's not going to be perfectly scaled for your Smash Brothers collection, but it is probably going to be the only Meta Knight figure you're going to be able to get that's worth getting. Now, the best thing about this guy is he's just like the Kirby figure. He is magnetic, and this plastic here is that soft plastic just like Kirby's, though it's a little bit more opaque, so it looks actually a little bit nicer, and he has a lot more paint than Kirby, so it's a really sharp looking figure. We have this kind of flat blue for the main body, kind of a flat, almost like a matte, metallic silver, obviously, for the faceplate or helmet. The eye area is kind of satin with the typography eyes in there, which have shading, so that looks pretty cool. The purple is kind of like a satin purple with the metallic gold and the white emblem right there. And then the feet are a very pearly purple, which looks great. And then just more of a darker purple there. So lots of composition, really, really well executed. And then the hands are obviously molded in white with some silver paint on there. So very, very sharp looking figure. It looks fantastic. And the magnets work wonderfully, by the way. So we'll just get that out of the way right now. No problem at all. The feet move around really, really well. There is one issue that's connected to that, but we'll get to that as we do the accessories. So let's go to the accessories. The first thing I want to talk about is that he has some interchangeable eye plates. We have total of 3, so one set looking forward, and then one set for looking left, and one set for looking right. They're not that far off center, so it is nice that we have them, but it doesn't help that much. We only have a total of 3 hands. We have the 2 fist hands that come on him in the package, and then we have one hand which is only for holding the sword. So we do have the sword accessory. It's sculpted and molded and assembled very nicely, so that's a nice touch. We do have one slash accessory for the sword, which is fairly heavy. It's well sculpted and well painted with some nice shading on there, but it does pose some problems for the magnetic shoulder. Luckily though, they gave us a little display stand, let's call it, to help us support that, and it works well enough for some poses. Others, it definitely won't be that helpful, so you just have to be kind of careful with how you plan to pose the figure. We have both his wings and his cape, which are very nicely done. The wings have great painting on them, some nice shading, and they are ball hinged where they connect to the body, and then the cape just pegs in and looks really good. And then lastly, we have the display stand, which has the traditional kind of multi-hinged piece, and then we have one that's a little less traditional. It's a lot smaller, and that'll just help you support the figure. Now, due to his weight and shape with the wings and the cape connected, it's going to be a little difficult to pose him or to display him without the display stand. Obviously, when the cape's connected, it's less of an issue because it will essentially be the display stand. He won't fall over easily with that cape on there. It reaches down to the table, so that'll be fine. But with the wings connected, I'll show you this briefly, and then we'll just move on because it's not that important. However, there's not a whole lot left to talk about, so let's spend a few minutes. So the wings connect, and they look great. They're fantastic, but the way he balances with them, it's not ideal. You really can't get him to balance with the wings. He's going to fall over very easily, so you need to use one of those display stands. So we'll leave him on for now. Okay, so as far as articulation goes, you already saw the wings have the ball hinge on there, so that's kind of cool. No articulation for the body, obviously, and then the shoulders can just move around on the body however you want. But the arms themselves have a ball hinge in them, so you can actually rotate the arm around a little bit, and it'll give you a little bit of posing options. Not a ton. He doesn't really have any arms. He just has a shoulder and a hand with the articulation, but it does give you some posing options. And as you can see, if I put this one down all the way, and this one out all the way, you'll see the difference. So, you know, it's somewhat posable. You can give him a nice little punching motion, or like I said with the sword, like a slashing motion, and that'll be okay. And then of course the feet just move around. There's nothing There's no articulation to speak of. So it's a really basic figure, but it's a fun one, and it's got a really high level of execution. The only real drawback, beside the sword being heavy, is that the faceplate does limit what you can do with posing the arms. So it's going to keep you from getting the arms too far forward and balancing with the feet and that kind of thing. It can be problematic, but there's really no way around it that they could have done. So I worded that wrong, but you guys get the idea. It's not a perfect figure, but it probably is as good as it could be, and it's really fun. So I think you guys are going to like it. It's definitely a nice pickup for the Smash collection, so I give you my seal of approval. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I have new videos up every single day. We talk about action figures, movies, TV shows, video games, all kinds of fun stuff, so make sure you come back for that. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and in the meantime, keep collecting.